Welcome back, and thank you so much for watching this particular video. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check out my Mantis overview video. If you're interested in a little bit more details on what the Mantis provides, what it benefits it provides for you rather, and how to, not necessarily how to get it, because there's a couple different ways to get it, but basically what to expect if you're going to purchase, pick up, build, whatever, acquire the Mantis. So this video we're going to actually do the full arc, or not the arc, the loop, and from the ground up. So right now my Mantis is tier 3 and I'm leveled at 15, so I've got a little bit of oomph compared to just starting out. And so, but the crew that I'm going to use is specific to the purpose of what we do for the Mantis. When you're starting out with the Mantis, you probably want to do your basic hostile crew, PMC, try PMT, or try some other hostile crews that are going to keep your survivability up and allow you to hit the hostiles enough to at least get 3/4 of the way of a full cargo. Because you're starting out, we're going to hit a level 35 system, and sometimes when you're beginning, you're not going to get that full cargo. But as you progress forward and get through the research and everything else, you'll start being able to pull full cargo, and that'll definitely help your refinery pulls. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk through my current officer set. I have 2 officer sets for the Mantis. One for if I just want to beat the hell out of everybody and not necessarily worry about cargo. I just want to get the basics done and out of the way for the day. I will actually have what do I do? Oh, I got a new preset. I didn't even see that. 5 of 11, Gorkon, and Khan. Okay, I'll use them. We'll get the loot buff from 5 of 11, but we're getting some powerful hits, and of course our criticals from Khan, just to get through the hostiles, because the ones that we go for, they can be kind of tough when you're starting out in this loop. For today, I want to demonstrate kind of getting as much cargo as possible. Not necessarily cargo, kind of a little bit of a combination, as much loot with cargo as I can based on the officers that I currently have. So with that, I ran with Enterprise Picard. Is it E Picard, I think? Yeah, Enterprise E Picard. And with him, I get 100% increase of the rewards gained from hostiles and armadas. So already right off the bat, I'm doubling my loot amount. And let's see what we have in here. Don't care about that. I'm using him for the loot increase. I'm giving him synergy from Enterprise E Troy. And let's see, so she also increases the critical hit damage by 20% versus armadas and hostiles. And there's a buff that we get while we're in the system we're about to hit that also does that critical. So we'll be hitting them pretty hard, which is good. And then she also has reduces the opponent's shield health by 400 of total officer attack at the beginning of each round versus non-armada hostiles. I apologize, this isn't a crew video, but kind of giving you an idea of what I'm running with. And then finally we have 5 of 11 sitting in the bridge, not as captain, because with her we get another 40% increase of the amount of the resources that our ship receives from the hostiles. So my goal with this crew is as much loot as humanly possible in the shortest amount of time and the fewest amount of attacks as we can get. Below deck, I've added Enterprise E data. He's got his own stuff, but what I care about is he increases the ship's max cargo by 20%. So our cargo went up. And then we have SNW Land Union Singh, and all I care about from her is, again, she increases the ship's base max cargo by another 25%. So we've upped our cargo to get more loot, which is what we care about. Now, there were other officers that do this that I don't quite have, and unfortunately right now I can't remember them by name, but But as I progress and start getting some of those, then I'll add them to this and could probably do another follow-up video and go with more officer cargo improvements. So we are not getting much of a bonus of our attack, defense, and health, which typically we want to try to go for the full 300%. But my main goal is the loot, and like I say, right now my ship is good enough to where I'm not going to die in 5 hits. So I'll do a pretty good job of being able to fill that cargo before we call it a day and come back home and use the refinery. So let's go ahead and get that set up. Now, where we run the loop with the Mantis is, we all know it, we all love it, right under augment space. Go down a bit, we got what looks like an eye down here, and these are the systems that you want to do your Mantis runs with. You're going to start out in 33. I think I said 35. I apologize, I'm used to doing my 35s over here. But the first system you're going to have access to that you want to use starting out is the 33, because I flew right past 34, but 35 is not good if you're just starting out with a tier 1 level 5 Mantis, so don't try that one just yet. But what I like to do is, okay, well, also keep in mind these are token space, so you're going to get ancient beacons as part of your daily drops to gain access to these systems once you have the Mantis. So yeah, I think you get 2 a day, just like the Vidar and a couple other locations. So yeah, you get 2 a day. But the first thing I would do, obviously, also because it's token, if you can get in there, scope it out first. I'm gonna view the system. And the reason I say scope it out is, number one, you want to look for other players. If there's other players in here, I may skip and wait until they're done or gone, because I don't want contention in here, because again, this gets a little specific. So there's nobody in here, and with these I would suggest getting to a point where you can just zoom and the labels pop up. There we go. Let's go ahead and get rid of all the other fluff here so we can focus on what we're looking at. Okay, so we have Actian Chrysalis ships, and then we also have, where are they? These juicy nuggets of venom. Okay, the Actian Apex. The Actian Apex is our goal. These are the big guys. Now look at that, 82.3, well, 83.4 million strength. Again, don't look at that, because we're getting that massive buff from the ship's ability, that 100,000% damage increase right off the bat in my case. So don't concern yourself that, oh my god, that's crazy. I wouldn't even concern yourself with it. But the rewards, in this case, 1,114 units of the Actian Venom. That's what we're after. These other ships, if you want to come in here and kind of, waste your time and hit them, they're a little bit easier than the Apex, but you'll see here we're only going to get 206 off of those ships, so not really worth it. But they do serve a purpose, and sometimes the purpose of that is a little frustrating. So some of these other ships, you'll notice they have little symbols next to them. These are the ships that offer us our buffs to go after the Apex hostiles, and there is a specific order that has been deemed standard to do these. Now I'll tell you right off the bat, your buff time from the time you get the first buff is 5 minutes worth. So this is where I was saying in the introduction video, the loop is its own little mini game / challenge, because you have to get 3 ships to get all the buffs. You get them in a specific order, and you have 5 minutes of the buffs, all 3 to get. Let me take that back. You have time with all 3 buffs. You do the math. I'm not going to. to knock out as many apex as you can using those buffs, because then they're going to start to cascade away. You get the cascade in, and you're not doing anything but going to grab the next one. So there's 3 of them. Then once you have all 3, start hitting those apexes as fast as you possibly can. And then once your buffs start going away, you can either continue if you're confident and strong enough, or restart the cycle the second you drop that first buff. It's up to you. I've done both, and I've had pretty good success with either one. But again, if you're here and you're just now starting out with the Mantis, let's go the route of, the second a buff stops, stop it and go reset your buff. Now, the concern that you may have is sometimes not all 3 of the symbols are floating around. That can be frustrating, because you go for the first one, you go for the second one, and crap, the third one's not there. Well, you're wasting time, because now you got to wait for that third one to pop in. Other problem with that is, in order for it to pop in, you got to take out some of these no symbol, no buff Action Chrysalis ships. So that's why I say come in here first if you have access, scope everything out. So we're gonna say this is the first ship. So the Action Chrysalis has the percentage symbol. That's your number 1 in the buff cycle. Number 2 is going to be this one here with the triangle. Second one you want to hit. And then finally you want to hit the one that has, I call it a comet behind it. This will give you the 3 buffs. Once you have all 3 loaded and running, then you immediately start trying to find your apex and start taking those out. Now this gets a little difficult because you have to be zoomed in so you can determine which ships are which. So you can use mouse and click and drag, or you can do the arrows, and that'll get you around as well. However you do it is completely up to you, but this is part of the grind of owning this wonderful ship we call the Mantis. So I'm gonna bring my ship in here, we'll get set up, and then we'll go ahead and start the grind. All right, we made it. Just cost us the one token, beacon, whatever they call that, and we are ready to go. So again, the ships have moved around a bit, and they actually come a little bit closer to me. When I say that, there were 2. Oh, I saw one despawn, you son of a... Okay, here we go. So first thing, I just want to make sure that nobody else popped in here with me. No, it's just me. Okay, so I'll go back down to my annoyingly low level zoom. There we go. Okay, and like I said, the first thing we want to do is scope out, know where our ships are, so we can plan our attack. So there's a percentage there, triangle there, boom, boom, bam. Okay, so let's go hit this one first. And we see that this triangle is getting closer, so that'll shave off a couple of seconds to allow us to consume and settle in with that first buff. And I'm not in a hurry, so I'll stop and show the buffs and what they do. But we're gonna hit the percentage sign first. Immediately prepare for the triangle. Go hit that one. I love when it does that. And then we're gonna hit the comet. So we see symbol +1. We're gonna get a +2 here in a bit. Okay, so we're gonna stop real quick. I'm gonna show you the buffs. So the first buff, here's our percentage sign. And this gains 100% critical chance. Good stuff. Triangle gains 50% critical chance. Double good stuff. You'll see there they last 5 minutes per. Okay, and the final one gains 100% shots per round. So definitely good good buffs. That's called Chrysalis Silk. I didn't even actually realize those had names. Diluted nitrium, cytotoxin slime, and the Chrysalis Silk. Cool, there we go. Now we're ready to start hitting the apexes. So let's do that. And while that's going, plan your next hit, because we are now against the clock. On the way over, go find the next one. Of course, it's going to be on the other side of the system, but watch down here because now we're off screen, and then then you know when it's time to attack. You can take some time to kind of look around a little bit, see if anything popped in beforehand. A little closer, it did not. Lucky us. Thank you, Scopely, appreciate that. Here's our next one. So we'll wait for this one to finish its battle. Yep. This is fun. This is why you want to get that impulse speed up, and I did not do that yet, so that's on me. All right, prepare for the next hit. And go. That one's on the way. Go find the next one. Down there. Nothing up here? Nope. Okay. Oh, one right there. Just popped in on us. Good. It's relatively close to the next one. And if by chance you've been paying attention, look at my cargo already. So with all the buffs and the benefits for the loot crew. This won't take me long at all to get that full apex. Go. In fact, let's take a look. So right now we're at 17.6k, and with my loot crew, the super slow loot crew, I'm gonna go ahead and send them over on this one here while we're looking. And right there, 20,000.4% K venom already off of that. So definitely want a loot crew as long as you're able to have confidence in your survivability. We're still running with 2, so we have all 3 buffs are still active. That's good. Definitely keep an eye on that. And we're looking for our next apex. Looking for our next apex. Looking for our next apex. Where's the next apex? Down here. Okay, well, it took me a little longer than it should have. Keep an eye on that number 2 while you're looking around. So right around this time is where I keep an eye on that number. Oh, another one popped up there on the way. Let's get that one. Prep for the next one. There we go. Next one popped in over here. Go for it. Still buffed up with all 3. We're okay. And if I start feeling like that's about to change, I'm going to watch this a little bit more like a hawk. Okay, I think I'm okay for now. Let's go find our next apex right there. Okay, so we've dropped 2 of the buffs. I would, at this point, stop. If again, this is if you're just starting out. If you're still at tier 1 on your ship, this is what I would do. This is what I did do to get a little bit more confidence up and didn't go home with lost cargo. So we're going to start it all over again. So there's a triangle. There's our comet. Here's our percentage. Go to for the percentage. And we're just starting it all over again. Percent, triangle, comet, and then right from there, we get there in time, just straight up, and then there's the apex. That one, hit the triangle. And hit the chrysalis silk, not a comet. Probably could have gone for that one. Would have been a little bit more efficient, but it's fine. And then immediately start hitting those apexes again. So I should top out after this one. Yeah, there we go. I'm completely maxed out. And there we go. We have full cargo of the Actium Venom. We've done a pretty good job in keeping our survivability. Like I said, right now I do a pretty good job if I don't get all the buffs, and I can actually skip some of the buffs, but I don't like to do that if I have the full the cargo crew and the loot crew, because you know that's taken a lot of the oomph behind my crew there. And there we go. That part is done. Now you have an option here if you want to risk it. If your server row rules of engagement are similar to mine, where if you have a floating battleship out and or your OPC, overprotected cargo, which I definitely am, okay, my protected is 3,213. I'm well over that. You can go straight home, unload, and then go hit the refinery. Or, this is the fun part, or we have dailies for the Mantis. And those include Actian Hunter and Actian Slayer. Now, if you do these, you're automatically going to get some of those hull fragments that you can turn around and use at the refinery for the S&W crews without using the refinery to convert these first. So you save your venom, and you're getting these right off the bat from your dailies. So there's 2 of these, and this one's 2,500, and this one's 85 or 850. Again, that's based on tier. So right there, I'm able to do 2 pulls, at least 3 pulls rather, of the S&W shards. How to do that, again, if you're feeling confident enough, is what I do. I don't have cloaking, so this has always been kind of an itchy point for me. But I'll go right up here to our augment space. Let's go ahead and do an actual view we can look at, and I'm going to go ahead and hang out right down here. You know, kind of be inconspicuous if we can. Now this scares me that there are very few ships on the outer edge. There's a few, so we might want to look at, I think Yarda actually has a lot more people typically doing the auto grind. They do, which means one of 2 things. It's a slow night for auto grind, or somebody's hunting floating battleships. So let's hope it is the former and not the latter. But another good thing is that we're going to bounce around a bit here between these systems. So we're going to kind of stay on the move as much as we can. The ability lasts for 2 minutes, and I think the cooldown might be 1.5 minutes. So I gotta keep moving for that 1.5 minutes between hits to get that done. But we'll see if we can do it. I'ma help my people, because I like to help. Okay, so a couple ways to do this. You can be a jerk and hit anybody regardless of what they're doing. I like to find the 0 node sitters and hit them. They're now out for 2.5 minutes, but since they're just sitting there doing nothing, they're probably AFK or not even thinking about that ship right now. So now I'm going to go over here to the next one.
What the fuck does that mean?
So that knocks out one of my 4 objectives of those combined 2 dailies to get those hull fragments. And again, we can try to kind of sit here inconspicuously and not gather anyone's attention, so we're not going to be hit by a battleship hunter, hopefully. But we're going to look around. Okay, yeah, and that's fine. Okay, you know, I'm max level. I'm not going to get any XP out of this, but if you do want to sit here for a bit, you know, you're going to get hit in augment space, of course, with the bounty hunters. So we got another 45 seconds. I don't like sitting there for like 45 seconds doing nothing, so I'm gonna go ahead and bounce around. Holy hell. I don't think I've ever seen anybody have that kind of impulse speed before. That's nuts. And I bet they're looking for people like me. Over here. So while I'm here, nobody else. Okay, there's one sitting up here. We'll poke them. There we go. And then move. The other way you can do this is there's no limit on the player level that you can hit with this ability. So if you want to go down to, you know, level 3 system and just pick on the little guys just to get your pokes out of the way, you can definitely do that too. That's on me. Look at this, a level 22 out here in augment space. Take that. Welcome. Okay, then we're gonna go check this system over here. Looks like we got a couple of miners. Now again, if this was affecting people physically, actually, actively doing something, I would feel bad. But if they're just, you know, sitting there mining and they're probably AFK or not even paying attention to this ship, no harm, no foul. I'm not a PvP player. All right. I'm one of those guys that I have a heart and I don't like ruining the game for other people. So PvP for me isn't fun, number one. And number two, I don't like to ruin people's day. So, but I'll ruin it if they don't even know it. So if I can sting them without, you know, them even knowing I was there, all the better. I'm gonna move over here just to keep myself on the move. And we got 38 seconds left. That attack incoming sometimes scares me when I'm doing this. Because yes, the smart way is to bring it home first, unload your cargo, and then go back out and do your stings to knock out the 4. But I like the efficiency of doing it on the way home. Obviously a bit more risky. No one's caught me yet, but I'm sure it'll happen one of these days. All right, let's pick on the little guy. He's a 0 node. Okay, good. We'll hit that one, and we are done. So let's go ahead and recall the Mantis, go home, and let's prepare to unload all that venom and see what we get out of the refinery. All right, our Mantis made it home safe and sound. We have all of our cargo now unloaded, and the first thing I want to do is let's go look at our dailies and knock those out of the park. Bam, boom, done. Now I just gotta worry about Q and some other stuff, and we're done with my dailies until the next reset. Now let's go to the refinery. Go to Mantis and look at those. Those are beautiful. So brought home, not brought home. I'm sitting at about 47,000 venom. Got about 3,600 of the hull fragments. So I'm not going to use any of the venom on this. I feel that's not worth it because I've already got the free hull fragments. So let's go in here, and you can, if you want to get, you know, the full 10 chests, that's on you. I'm not on that big of a hurry to get all of them. So let's do our first pull. We got Ortegas. Nice, not bad. Do our, oops, I hit the wrong one. Our next one, we get Uhura. Nice. We got 5. There we go. And then Spock, we got 2. There we go. Beautiful. All right, now we can either focus on the components for the Mantis to upgrade. I kind of want to do that only because I'm about to go up a tier. And I don't know how many I am away. Let me check that real quick before I commit. Just for the video. Let's see, what do I need to do? Oh. Okay. So I should probably do all of it into. That's fine. Let's get an idea of what we can do for the rest here. Well, actually, you know, I think I got plenty. So yeah, let me pull both. So 1500. We're gonna pull for the synthetic ion. So 1000. And Syndicate, and again, whole fragments I don't do Syndicate. I'm pretty high up in Syndicate, so I'm not hurting for the XP. But once I get things built up and some more research done, I'll switch over to using some of that Syndicate XP. Okay, so now we'll go to our research tree and we'll look up what can we do. Absolutely nothing, and that's fine. That happens. That's nature of the beast of owning these. But we can get an idea of how much we need. So we need 10,000. The 1,000 I just pulled. 2,400 of the 1,000 for the whole plating. That impulse speed I want to get. So I'm gonna wait a few days and get that 4,000 and get that going. Weaponry, same thing. So we got time to gather. But see that arrow? Here we go. We're tearing it up. Yeah. And for the sake of video, official. I now have a tier 4 Mantis. Look out. All right, and that's it. That is the loop. So again, I like this one. It's fun. I enjoy the hell out of that one. So that's what you can expect if you pick up and become an owner of the Mantis. All right, that's it for me. My name's Taurus. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.